What is up, everybody? Welcome back to 9 to 5 Gamers, and today we are doing part 2 of my Welcome to My Collection. This is where I go over last month, the month of March, and talk about all the games that entered into my collection during the month of March. So without further ado, let's just get into it. Let's start off with this one. I thought it was going to be a lot smaller than it actually is. Cantaloupe 1. So this is book 1. They have a series of these. They have book 1, book 2, and book 3. I've heard book 2 is not that great, and I've heard book 1 and book 3 are pretty good. So I went ahead and grabbed this. It's this weird kind of like, the way they describe it in the book is those point and click adventures from like the computers, where you just point and click at stuff and then enter into different places and use devices. It's pretty cool. It feels like a computer game, but as a book, and it's got this little decoder thing, which is pretty cool. Haven't gotten a chance to really run into it. I've only gone through the intro of it, so I don't know what to say about it just yet, but it is a pretty cool, interesting looking game called Cantaloupe. I'm looking forward to playing it. Another good game, so these are all kind of like small box games. I finally got Radlands, and I was able to play it. I really like Radlands. It's a solid 8 in my book, I think. My first time playing with it was pretty good. The other person was kind of checked out, not ready to play, but I don't blame him. We had already played a couple of games of other stuff, and it was time to go home, and we were exhausted, had a long day. Radlands, pretty cool game, man. I was able to play it, I think twice. And I really, really like it, and I can see the allure of it. I think I'm somewhere between a 7.5 and an 8 because I don't know, man. It doesn't feel like you can do a lot. It feels very limited. But that limitation makes the game quick, which is what I like. It's like, there's not a lot I can do on my turn, and I know there's some turns where you can do a lot if you plan it correctly, but it just didn't feel like you could do that all the time, and some turns just felt like you did nothing, and so you never like that feeling. But it was good, though, and I think I really want to get the hazmat playmats for this because I feel like they really add to the allure of the game. Next game, really cool game called No Thanks, man. This is a bidding game where you bid to not take the number. So it kind of reminded me of like High Society, except it's just like the negative aspect of High Society. So on your turn, you flip over a card, and if that card is a low number, the numbers are all 3 through 35. If it's low enough, you grab it and take it and add it to like your tableau. If it's a high number, then you put a chip on it and say no thanks, and then the next player goes. And if the next player doesn't want it, they put a chip and say no thanks, and it just keeps doing that until somebody eventually takes it, and they take all the chips as well. Chips subtract from your score, and you can also use them to pass on a card. If you can get consecutive numbers in a row, then you won't score all of them, because the idea of the game is to get the least amount of points. And so if I get the number 32 card, and then I find the 31, I'll grab the 31 because it'll cancel out the 32, and I'll only take the lowest score in that run of cards. So it happened so that there was like a person who had like 2 separate sets that they were working on. They found the card that went in the middle of those 2 sets and literally canceled out like 30 points. It was insane. This game is super, super fun, and I think everybody that played it enjoyed it. Even the people who weren't playing it loved it, and they were just watching us play it and having such a good time. I actually really like this game. I gave this game like an 8 out of 10. This is actually like one of my new favorite go-to party games. Highly recommend that game. I got that game for like $10 on Amazon. It was super cheap. Here's another game that I was able to get, Star Wars The Deck Builder. I had pre-ordered it a while ago, and it finally came in from Miniature Market or Game Nerds, one of those two. It was part of an order of 2 games, which the other one's coming up soon. Star Wars The Deck Builder, being compared a lot to Star Realms, being compared a lot to a lot of other games. I can tell you right off the bat, I absolutely love this game. I'm giving this game like an 8.5 out of 10, almost at a 9 for me, because this game is just that good. I love this game. I love Star Wars, the franchise. I love this part of Star Wars, okay? Like, I don't like the new stuff that Disney's been doing. It's been pretty garbage. I'm so glad that when they decided to make this game, that they focused primarily on this genre, the 4, 5, and 6, and they didn't go too far in the beginning, in the 1, 2, 3s or the 7, 8, 9s, which I believed I didn't enjoy a lot of those films. I think they're enjoyable films, but I just don't think they fit in with what the Star Wars universe was built to be. But that's my Star Wars opinions. I'm not going to talk about those. But this game is really cool. It plays super fast. It's a cool deck builder, and man, it has that mechanism from Power Rangers where you can just kind of like fire at stuff in the card line to knock it out so your opponent can't take it on their next turn. I love that. This combined all the best elements of all the like deck builders that are out there, and this game is great. I love this game. Like, this was a phenomenal game. You need to pick it up. It's rated high on BGG because it's really, really good. So please get a copy of that when you guys can, because that game is phenomenal. Now, went to the store and I was able to get a copy of Galaxy Trucker from the Ding and Dent section. So I don't know if you guys can see it, but there's like a little crease right here, tiny, like it's the tiniest little crease. I got this for $13, man. That was such a good deal. I brought it to the office and we were able to play at the end of the day once everybody was going home. We whipped this out and played a game of it with me and a couple of coworkers, and man, this was really, really fun. It's wild and crazy, and just man, I like this game. This game was a solid 8, and I was like, yo, I would definitely play this again. This has definitely found a nice place in my collection. Not gonna get cold anytime soon. Galaxy Trucker is really, really cool and really, really fun, wild game. So if you get a chance to get a copy of that cheap, you should get it, especially if you get it for 13 bucks. That was ridiculous. And now, the piece de resistance, I found a copy of Agricola, also in the Ding and Dent section. This one's a little worse because you got that little crease right there. I know some people cringe at that stuff. For me, I didn't really care because I got this game for $30 in the Ding and Dent section. And I'm satisfied with that, because every time I find a copy of Agricola, it's like $60, $70. You got that new Agricola thing, the deluxe big box, $110 Agricola. Here I got this for $30, and it's basically the same thing, because from what I hear, there's not too much extra stuff in there. I know it comes with expansions, but I've never tried Agricola. I have Caverna. I want to see if I like this or not. This game I have not tried yet. It's literally set up on my table over there. And it's been there for like a week and a half, 2 weeks already, because I have not gotten a chance to play it, but I really want to try it because I hear Agricola is an amazing game. So I got that super cheap. Super excited for that. Another game that I got while I was out there, Sky Mines. Got this game for 40 bucks, and Sky Mines is the kind of like the new version of Mombasa, if you've ever seen or played that or heard of it. But I hear that it's better than Mombasa. Some people will say that it's not. But Mombasa looks kind of old and dated, and this is a space theme, so it drew me in. So I'd rather get this than Mombasa. I have enough tan games as it is, and I don't need any more beige games. But Sky Mines looks really, really cool. I love the insert, and I'm excited for that. You're just kind of like mining for stuff. But the next game that I got, I bought a copy of Revive. It finally came. I had pre-ordered it. I got this game for maybe 60 bucks. So it's not that cheap, but I mean, there were people who were selling it for like 80, so I got it for $20 off that price. But this game, Revive, is really, really cool. I was able to play this game twice, and I can say that I absolutely love this game. This game is an 8.5 for me. It was close to a 9, but I feel like there was a couple of things in it that would have made it go to the 9. Actually, there were two things that it needed that it would have made the game a 10 for me, actually. But I think I'm going to talk about that in another video, so I'm not going to go too deep into that. But this is Revive. A really good game, man. It's post-apocalyptic, but again, the theme doesn't really shine, and that's part of the reason why it's got a lower score. Otherwise, it would have been a 10 for sure. One of my grail games, I suppose you can say, is I don't know if it's exactly a grail game. Maybe I'm using that terminology wrong. I thought that grail game means a game you've been searching for a long time. If that's what grail games are, I have been searching for Rising Sun for way too long. I got Ankh, I got Blood Rage, and I was looking for the third one in the trilogy, and I finally found it, but I had to pay full retail price. I'm not going to talk about that here. But, man, I unboxed it, looked through it. I was like, man, this game looks really, really cool on the inside, man. The little figurines and the dragons and stuff. So I'm excited to get it to table. Some people say it's the weakest of the three. Who knows? It might actually be good. I think there are some people who actually enjoy it the most out of those. But I'm so glad that I finally got a copy of Rising Sun because, man, that was a tough game to find. I'm so glad that I finally found it. And the last two games that I added to my collection, welcome to my collection, is Beast. Already did an unboxing, already did a review. You absolutely know that I love this game, okay? When I first played it, I was a little cold on it. I think in my review, I was like, it was good, but, but I got a second playthrough, full playthrough with 3v Me. 3v me? Yeah. So I was playing as the Beast, and I had 3 people to go against, and man, I had a much better time playing it the second time around once I kind of knew what I was doing, and I had answered some of my questions about the rule book. I got it, and I was like, okay, I know exactly what I'm doing, and the game felt really, really good. And I think because I drafted well, I was able to really enjoy this game. Man, if they start making expansions for this game, I'll be super happy. There was some weird stuff that happened with the game. It came with like extra pieces. I was missing a little bear meeple. So, hey, Studio Midhall, if you guys see this video, send me some acrylic standees and a bear when you guys get the chance, because I really want those acrylic standees. I'm so regret not getting them because those little cardboard ones, man, they're okay, but I'm like, bro, I know these things are gonna die by the time I get the chance to actually like do anything with this. So, but that's Beast by Studio Midhall. Y'all did an amazing job. That's a great game. And the thing, somebody asked me in the comments, they said, what is the difference between that and maybe some of the other ones like, Whitehall, Letters to Whitechapel? I forgot the name of it. But Mind MGMT and all these other ones, all these other games that are hidden movement, they all revolve around finding like a spy or a human or Dracula or a killer or something like that. I feel like they're all really human based, and I haven't seen any. There probably exists some where you're going up against like a monster or something and trying to find it. But there was an old video game called Evolve, where it was somebody played as a monster, and then 4 players would play as hunters, and they would hunt down this monster. The monster has to eat stuff to try to evolve and get stronger. It's like Evolve, the video game, as a board game. Now, Evolve didn't do that great as a video game, but I think as a board game, it is phenomenal. And it's not that the people who made Evolve have made this. I'm just saying that was my point of reference. But Beast is so good, and I think the theme is what makes this one stand above a lot of the other hidden movement games. I still think Mind MGMT is probably going to have it beat, but I haven't had a chance to play that one, so I can't compare it to Mind MGMT. But Letters to Whitechapel, those and some of those other ones, this one definitely stands up to the others as well. And last but not least, my other Kickstarter that surprised me, and you saw me do an unboxing of it, and I pretty soon will probably get a gameplay of it. Masters of the Universe, the board game. I went ahead and picked this up. I think it was like, I felt nostalgia for Masters of the Universe, and I was like, it's He-Man, man, I have the power, and I love Skeletor. And then I opened up the box and I realized, man, I don't know nothing about He-Man. I don't even know if I remember watching this show, because I don't remember any of the characters, so I felt like it was kind of like an impulse buy. But you know what? I'm going to try it out because it looks fun. I hope I like it, and if not, I'll just sell it. But I got this. It came with the box of power, the big gigantic box, as well as Wrath of Snake Mountain, which was a Kickstarter exclusive expansion. And I don't know, I forgot if the box of power was just for the Kickstarter stuff or if the whole entire board game was supposed to actually fit in that box. But I'm not entirely sure. But man, it has a lot of space for a lot of stuff, and I was like, dude, there's more space in here than's necessary, and it came with some extra stuff that made me think, I think this is supposed to be able to fit in that, but I'm not 100% sure. Probably not. But anyways, that's it for my haul for the month of March. Now, usually I like to do a lot of hot takes. I think when I do this, I get some hot takes. Actually, you know what? I normally do hot takes, but I am doing a video because the next top 10 that you guys voted on, unanimously, by the way, and it's still not, we still got a few more days before I can call it on there, but I'm more than confident that it's going to be that. I had posted to do a top 10 games that replaced games in my collection, only to find out that a few days later, the Dice Tower did theirs, and I was like, oh my goodness. When I started making the list, I was like, oh man, some of these picks, man, are going to get me in big trouble. But I'm excited to do that, so I think I'm going to leave my hot takes for that. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Oh my gosh, and as always, I keep forgetting to plug the Patreon. If you are feeling generous, man, go ahead and click on that Patreon link and go ahead and subscribe. You know, become a follower, become a subscriber for some of that exclusive content that I have coming out. I'm super excited, man. You guys will be able to With the Patreon, you're going to be able to have voting rights to vote on the videos that I do on the weekends. What kind of videos do you guys want to see? I'm going to be able to do those. I do want to schedule some BGA to play with you guys online, maybe create a Discord. I've got some really cool ideas for things that I can do right now. So if you're feeling generous and you want to pop on over to it, just hop on over to Patreon, and the link should be in my channel, and you should be able to click on it. But that's it for today, man. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hope this video wasn't too long. If not, I'm going to edit it down smaller. Anyways, peace out, guys. See you guys later.